It is 9:40 a.m. and me and this one just got done doing our training for today. This is my actual second workout of the morning. I did my tricep workout. Check out the morning PSAs, man. If you ain't checking that out, you falling behind. If you want that early motivation in the morning to make sure that you get your butt up and throw some weights around or do some calisthenic work, morning PSAs, I do it 6 days a week. Anyways, this one has a game today at what time? 7 o'clock. And I just want to let you guys know this. If you have a friend, family member, whoever, and you know that they are having some sort of event that they need to prepare for, do your part as either a relative, as a good friend, somebody that has their best interests at heart, and make sure that you assist them in preparing for whatever they do, regardless if it's a game, an interview, anything, even DIY projects. Assist them so they can achieve their goals no matter what. That means that you got to sacrifice sleep. Maybe you can't watch TV as much as you want to, and you want to go ahead and utilize that time. Assist them doing that. But you always want to make sure that not only you are preparing yourself for any upcoming event, but the people around you. Make yourself valuable to the people that you say that you love and you care about. And love is an action word at the end of the day. You can talk about it, but unless you're actually putting that word into action, it doesn't mean anything. Make sure that you prepare yourself and people around you for whatever they have going on. That way, they will always look at you as far as being that support system to help them get to the level of success that they will eventually achieve to. All right. Tuesday content starts right now. Good day, good people. It's AT Malone, the first of my name because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now, this is a very, very busy Tuesday. As you've seen, I did my morning PSA this morning, got my first workout taken care of, woke my son up, got him fed, and then we headed out to get him prepared for his basketball game tonight at 7 o'clock. And I want to stress this to everybody watching. When you have people that you love, you care about, you have their best interests at heart, if you know that they are going through things and they are getting ready for something, some sort of a interview, a game, whatever it is, you as a friend, as a family member, as a leader, a parent, a sibling, your job is to make sure that they are fully prepared so they can be successful. This is why I truly believe that summertime is not for vacation. And I'm speaking from a parent standpoint here. Summertime is to prepare your children for the next grade. So if you are not making sure that your child is continuing their education, whether they're doing apps, education-wise, or if they are doing things out of a workbook, those are the things that they should be doing. They shouldn't be in front of a TV all summer long just because it's summertime. They will end up losing a lot of the information that was given to them the year before, right? So you don't want to do that. You always want to make sure that their mind is moving, is working. They're still, taking in information. So when the next school year begins, they're already ready. They don't have any ring rust at all. So prepare your children, prepare yourself with whatever that you have going on. Me, I'm making sure that my son is continuing the apps that the school provides for him, the workbooks that he got sent home. Now we're on to algebra. I found a nice website that I could pull things from. So he will be ready for next year. But he'll also be ready for his game tonight because we went ahead and got a good workout in. He got a good sweat in. He got a lot of things taken care of. So his body will be ready. His mind will be ready. His focus is already there. And in order to do that, guys, we have to make sacrifices. We have to take the time to do so. If you want your child to succeed, or anybody that's in your life that is important, that has some sort of significance in your life, make sure that they are prepared and they are ready to go. Okay, preparation is key. Preparation is key. Make sure they have every resource necessary in order for them to go out there and kill it. All right, so this is Tuesday. Y'all already know why we're here. We are on the richest man in Babylon, and we're still on chapter 10. This is part 5, and the title of this chapter is The Luckiest Man in Babylon. So quick, update, rewind, whatever you want to call it. Sharru is selling honey cakes in the streets of Babylon. He's gaining repeat customers, and he's starting to feel the weight of his pennies, which is attached to his belt. So he's in a good place in his life, even though he's a slave. He's a slave making money. I mean, come on, man. You a slave making money? We all know that most slaves, they're not getting paid, man, at all. So he took that risk. He made a deal with Nananade, his master, and his master supported him. So now he is starting to be in a good place in his life. He's no longer feeling like a slave, man. And I can't only imagine how good of a feeling that is when you get sold to somebody. You thinking life is over. I'm gonna have to work for free my entire life. But then you have the idea and the guts to say, nah, this is not it for me. I am going to figure out how I can get myself out of this situation. So Swasti is worried though. And the reason why that is since Sharru's honey cake hustle has been such a success, his master started to develop a gambling problem. So remember the deal. If he sells honey cakes, they will split the profits after all bills were paid for making the actual honey cakes. So Sharru ends up running into Megiddo. Remember, he was a slave with Megiddo while he was selling honey cakes in the streets. So they caught up. Megiddo says that his master appreciates his hard work, and now he's a foreman who does the marketing, and he's sending for his family. He's hoping to buy his freedom back and own a farm. Now, don't you love seeing your friends, your loved ones do well, even though they had their trials and their tribulations? I'll give you an example. Recently, I had a buddy of mine. He works for a company, still works for the company, and they were consolidating his department. And if you know about consolidation, that means that they are shrinking down the amount of employees that are working in that department. So he was kind of worried about it. So he decided to apply for a supervisor position, even though his qualifications wasn't all the way there. But he jumped out the window, he took a risk, and he ended up getting the position. Now, he did have a little bit of pitfalls, but he's able to get in the swing of things, and he's doing well. And I was telling him throughout that whole process, dude, you got this. You're going to kill an interview. You're a smart, intelligent guy. You have the expertise that are needed. All you got to do is just learn the systems that are put in place. You got this. Learn the terminology. Study when you clock out. Do your due diligence, and everything's going to work out. And guess what? It did work out for him. And I love seeing all of my people do well. I will never understand how people can sit back, call them your friend, your brother, your family, but when they start getting more successful, and even more successful than you, making more money than you, being in a higher position than you, and you just sitting back pouting, hating on them, being jealous of them. No, you want to see everybody around you win. You will not get blessed having that type of mentality. Everybody needs to be proud of the people that they love and care about, and push them to be better, be more successful, and then you just bring each other up along the way. All right. So time went on, and Sharru's master, Nanane, started getting anxious for him to return from selling and suggesting that he seeks further markets and increase his sales. So Sharru went outside the city gates to solicit to the overseer of slaves building the wall. One day he saw Zabado. Now that was another slave that he was with. He was waiting in line to fill his basket with bricks. Now remember, Zabado was that one who did not like to work hard. He was always trying to get out of work. He wanted to take the easy way out, and look at him now. See, this is the problem with people who want to take shortcuts in life. It's always going to catch up to you. Everybody's going to have to work hard sooner or later. You're not going to be able to just sit back, do easy jobs, and don't think that people are not going to recognize that. And that's a whole different mentality, man. People who are lazy, who make excuses, who says, oh, the world is against me, woe, it's me. It's because they're lazy and they're not willing to put in the work. They're not willing to get that sweat equity in order for them to rise to success. Stay away from those type of people as well, because sooner or later, that stuff will rub off on you. They'll start putting things in your mind and say, man, maybe I am working too hard, because that person is telling you that you're working too hard. No, stay away from those people. Cut them completely off. They are cancerous, all right? So, Sharru saw that Zabado had welts and sores on his back, and he felt sorry for him. So he gave him a honey cake and left. Now, one day, Arad Gula asked Sharru why he was working so hard, and Sharru told him that he's saving pennies he's earning by selling honey cakes so he could buy his freedom. And then Arad asked him what he would do once he's free. Then Sharru replied that he intends to become a merchant. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. So Arad tells him in confidence that he is also a slave and that he is in partnership with his master. Now remember, Sharru is telling a story to Hadan, Arad's grandson, and Hadan did not even know about this at all. So Hadan tells him to stop, and he doesn't want to listen to lies defaming his grandfather, and his grandfather wasn't a slave, so now he's pissed off. Sharru remained calm, telling him that he honors his grandfather for rising above his misfortunes and becoming a leader in Damascus. Then he asked Hadan, aren't you his grandson? Are you man enough to face true facts, or do you prefer to live under false illusions? Now, I think we all have experienced this. When we get information about somebody that we didn't know about, I know that I still live in that type of illusion as well with one of my family members. They'll tell me all the time how this family member was, and I don't even believe it because I never seen it at all. And I'm a realist. I can only see things, that I can see. And I don't have that type of imagination like that. I am a realist. Even in my arts, I am a renderer. I got to look at something in order to draw it, okay? So I get exactly why Hadan is upset, because you don't want to hear any negative things from a family member that you didn't even know about. So you're going to get defensive about it. But at the same time, if somebody was there and they witnessed it and you get that same story over and over again, you kind of got to believe it, all right? So, Hadan then responds by telling Sharru about how Arad was beloved by all, did countless good deeds. When famine came, he brought grain to Damascus and distributed to the people so they would not starve. But he's saying that he was nothing but a despised slave. Now, this is another point. We all are in charge of telling our story. I know that we want to be remembered by doing good things and how people held us in high regard when we were alive. But at the same time, we have to be real and tell the complete story. Even if you grew up at the very bottom, rags to riches stories are real, and everybody loves a rags to riches story. And even if it was embarrassing at some particular points in your life, guess what? That was part of your story. You want to tell your whole story, not just the good things. Tell about the bad things. My life is extremely complicated, man. I had to come from the bottom. I put myself in bad situations, and these are the stories that I tell my son even now. Look, daddy fucked up here, and this is why I messed up, but I dug myself out of the hole, and this is where I'm at currently. Tell the whole story, because when people start telling you things that you don't know, you're not going to believe it. But if you tell it yourself, then of course you're going to have to believe it. You're not going to be surprised if somebody gives you that same information that you already knew, right? So Sharru tells Hadan that he probably would have been a despised slave with his own efforts to become a great man in Damascus, and the gods honored him with their respect. So even though, he was a slave, he built himself up to become well respected. So Sharru continued his story, stating that Arad finally earned enough money to buy his freedom back, but he was unsure on what to do because he wasn't making good sales, and he feared to leave the support of his master. And that's where I stopped, because your boy got to leave a little cliffhanger every now and then. I've been doing it for the last few weeks, but I want to touch on this. So cutting the cord, removing the safety net from under you is scary. I've done it plenty of times. I got kicked out the house, never went back home, even though I had the opportunity to go back home when things got rough with me, and I never took advantage of that at all. I want to be self-sufficient. I am self-sufficient, and I want to push myself and challenge myself every single day to see what I can do when things, go bad for me, when things don't go in my favor. And that's how you know what type of man you are, when things go sideways completely. And even though that you have that safety net, you refuse to take it. You use your own intuition, your own resources, your own intellect, and you just figure shit out on your own. That's the true measure of a man. And this is why people respect me, because the people who know me, they know that I had to dig myself out of plenty holes in my life. I had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. I've been set up on multiple occasions to fail. I've had people try to basically ruin my life, and I still rose to the occasion. I was able to navigate through every situation and still come out on top. Now, these are the 2 points that I got from this part of the chapter. 1, never try getting out of working hard, okay? Because you're going to end up like Zabado. You're going to end up in that position that you didn't want to be in by taking all of those shortcuts. 2, tell your whole story. Make sure that you tell the good and the bad, no matter what, no matter how embarrassing it was. We're all human. We all make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. So I think it's a good thing to talk about your failures, so the people that you're telling, they can learn from it and don't make the same mistakes. All right. Well, that is Tuesday's content. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all later. Peace.
Feel like they trying to box me in, so I keep a small circle around me, so fuck friends. I kept it real out the gate. These other cats pretend.